Sorry about that. I had the settings going. For the studio, and of course, I am not in the studio. I'm at the home studio, so I had the USB device. Apologies for the start. There we go. Beef, I am going to send you a text message on a recommendation on what you should do if you want to get your, a quick graphic thing to go for your, for your Zooms or whatever. I'm gonna shoot you that. I'm gonna shoot you that message. But first, everybody knows we got some good stuff to talk about here. Well, a couple of other notes before we get started. Congratulations, ladies. Good game against Duke. I said it on Twitter. I am happy that our ladies beat Duke really good, but I will not tolerate any Kara Lawson slander. So I hope we keep a good relationship with Duke and Kara Lawson. She's my favorite. She's been my favorite since she was a Tennessee ball. So don't sue me for that one. There's that. Dez, senior night coming up. Congratulations. I was looking at all the numbers he has. I was really excited about seeing Dez on his in his decision, to forego the extra year eligibility. So I'm excited for him. LSU football, y'all. I want y'all to make sure y'all check out the story of LSU football. Girls look really good tonight. Make sure you check out the story of LSU football self-imposing a tournament ban, a bowl ban in football. Yes, that just happened today. So that is a funny story. How much was raised today? I'm sure that Drew probably wants to save that announcement. If I know anything about radio, Drew Diener will love to have a little bit of a build up, let everybody know how much he raised. But I will say, man, Drew was pumped. He was emotional. And we all, everybody at the studio, a radio station raising that much money, you know what I'm saying? Louisville community radio station. It made us all realize that without sounding arrogant, we're really connected to the community, and we really moved the meter. So that was a good feeling for everybody and thank you for everybody who contributed. Dang, LOL is a joke. Okay, what? The LSU. Okay, you must be talking about the LSU thing. That's really, really funny. Okay, so here it is. We're gonna lock right on the end. I just the thought came to me, of course we all make the jokes Coach, you need a PR person. You need somebody to kind of guide you back on track. And then I was thinking okay, if I was either making recommendations for Coach Satterfield, or I was just in a fan position to where, okay, what can he do? Because that's been my question for the last 24 hours. What can he really, really do to make me lighten up? Now, again, I know some people are just hot and angry and piping hot and emotional hot, but I'm kind of in between fan and PR guy when I put together the recommendation. I had the conversation with Rummage. It was the anger versus the disappointment, and I felt a lot closer on the disappointment side to everything than the angry side. So some of the angry might not match with me. But here's the thing: if you do have suggestions, feel free to jump in. Feel free at any time to shoot some suggestions out here, some things that would make you feel better. You might have to have some ideas. This is right. Go get Charlie for the defense, baby. That's a funny. Like the shirt. Yes. The shirt is not. Listen, the shirt is not. This is an OG shirt, people. I've had Appalachian State gear since I was a kid. I'm from Asheville, North Carolina. My dad played football for Appalachian State. I know the area. I know the landscape. I am from Asheville, North Carolina. Like this is I got like if you just went through my closet, I got Appalachian State gear. This is just something I pulled out the closet last time I was just doing a big swing. Only thing he can do to please me is win a football championship. Like, don't you think that's setting the standards a little high, Lawrence? Like, that's not fair. A national championship to like come on. He is a human being. Like that's what I'm saying. I want to find some realistic, nice realistic goals that we can find some ground to where some doable things where you can hold his feet to the fire, but still be reasonable enough to say, okay, you screwed up, but we're good. That's what I right, William. That's pretty tough. Awesome barbecue and oh yeah, that's no doubt about that. Only thing Lawrence could go get Charlie for the defense. Okay. So number one, I will give you the number. Oh my God. Lou the Riders is so harsh. Okay, number one, first step in getting people back. It's ironic that this is number one. And you know what? I want to say no particular order, but it was coming to me in this order. So I'll just I'll put it like that. Number one, first and foremost, you are done talking for about 3 months minimum. You have 2 more press sessions. You have pregame. Actually, you said pregame. I almost thought he already did that. You have Louisville, Wake Forest post game, and you have signing day. Those are the only 2 media availabilities I would have for Coach Scott Satterfield. Right now, everybody is so bitey, and the media is like, this is where I'll say, I don't want to say the media smells blood because I don't want to feed into that narrative that the media treated him unfairly or anything like that. But there are media who are bloodhounds, if that makes any sense. Like a lot of the media you stepped in it and they did their job. They reported what was going on. But there are bloodhounds. And right now, I don't think your defense mechanisms are sharp enough to like keep from saying something worse, and along with your no media availabilities, no noteless media availabilities. Like right now, like I don't want you to feel insecure. I don't want you to feel like I'm babying you or something like that. Dude, just right now, 90 days, you can't do just chop it up media sessions at all. Post game, Wake Forest, signing day. You can talk about the kids you got. That's it. Would y'all agree with that? Win, win, win. That's the only thing that's going to be easy. Hey, Rita 5. Are we really live? Yes, we are live. Of course, we are live. Of course. With the end of the season roundup mixed with signing day. Yes. Listen, I wouldn't even listen. You combine end of season and signing day. That's it. Like I said, you don't get to do another sit down question and answer. Because here's the thing. You do a prepared sit down, they're going to kill you for doing a prepared sit down. You do another off the cuff, they're going to pick you apart for doing something, off the cuff, and you're going to get trapped with a question or a picture's going to be painted and you're going to say something like, well, like think about this. This is an example. He'll be asked a question about the response, and he'll say something like, and this is just like a natural thing that I might say. He'll say something like, well, it doesn't matter outside of the locker room as long as the kids know, how I feel and where my heart is. And that gets turned into, oh, so you don't care about how the fan base feels cheated and lied to, and you don't care how the athletic director, and he's just talking about football, but it's going to be turned into you don't care about anything. You know what I'm saying? So how do you care about the kid? You know, so that's why I say, dude, 30. Listen, 90 days, you're done. You're done. And I would actually take that rule a step further. Listen, naturally, Mom Satterfield's out here, you know, Mom's Ledford is out here, you know, like the families interact with social media, and they have to suppress their natural urges to get defensive as well, because you don't need them on social media. You remember, like Coach Mac's wife kind of gave her opinion on something, and that almost turned into a cancel culture moment. So when everybody's riled up and spiked up, like, you know, just right now, families, lay off of social media. Don't bite back. Let the arrows fly. It'll pass over. These arrows aren't as sharp as they look, or they might feel at first. Thank you, Cody. Welcome to the. Since Cody kicked us off, if you're enjoying the content that I provide, please feel free to hit the super chats. Cash App is $Maybe939. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. If your like button is broken, hit it again and hit it again and hit it again. It'll work. It'll eventually like the video. I promise you. I think I'm gonna challenge you to say your like button's broken. Hit that like button. So yeah, my media silence would actually extend to the family for at least 90 days. Just like I said, if you don't have if you can't just not bite back at somebody, coach, no media sessions, 30 days. Again, post-game, you get post-game media session, you get signing day media session. That's number one completely. No, did I miss anything? Dude, I have the best 1998. Listen, don't get me thinking about all that good stuff. I'm doing the serious session right now, but I'm gonna laugh about that later on. Number two. Ooh. I didn't know this was number two. I thought it was going to be number three. I thought it was going to be number three. Number two, Jimmy Sexton got to go. Your agent got to go. Your agent got you stepped all in this. And the reason I say your agent got to go, because the firing of the agent is the... Listen, it's the athletes move. And listen, this is nothing personal to Jimmy Sexton. Just our team. Listen, our team screwed this up. Our partnership, we screwed this one up big time. You were doing your job. I was doing my job. We operate differently. Maybe I can't handle the suggestions you give aren't for my type of guy, or my type of personality. Your agent, and you, once the news gets out that you're not working with Jimmy Sexton anymore, once the word gets out, then the fan base kind of feels like, yeah, well, Jimmy Sexton maybe convinced him to do some things he wouldn't have normally done. Because listen, everybody still wants to trust, like deep down, you want to trust Satterfield. That's why everybody was so angry. So firing his agent, like I said, I've seen a million players do it, a million players who hold out for a bunch of money and they lose the PR battle because they hold out, and now the fan base is mad at them because they look like they're just selfish people. And then you fire your agent, and then you say, well, that was you don't actually have to say it. We can safely assume it was your agent that was trying to get you to, if the rumors are true and you were trying to get an extension and all that good stuff, like you can literally say, well, that's the business side of things, but I don't really want to talk about that. But we heard that you fired your agent, Jimmy Sexton. So Jimmy Sexton would carry the baggage of a botched negotiation. It would do wonders. It would do wonders for your PR here. And again, I'm not getting into anybody's money. I'm not doing anything like that. I used to take to school in Old Corner State. It's not go away for a long time. I mean, listen, I hear what you're saying. He's 11, 12 losses. Yeah, Green State room. He will be fired mid-season next year. I don't see that coming. The budget is not. That's not the budget thing. They're not just going to throw up, 3.25 million. Buyouts still 5 million right now. I just don't. I just don't think. Yeah, Joseph Beam. I agree with that 100%. It's Sunday night on this chat. His agent let him down. Yeah, listen. And here's the thing. Maybe his agent didn't let him down. Like maybe this was his decision. But here's the thing. In the big boy sports world, he might have to hold that one. And here's the thing. Jimmy Sexton probably has subsidiaries, for lack of a better word, other agents he works with that he's cool with. So you could almost be working with Jimmy Sexton, but not be tied to his agency and, kind of be, under another label of a retitled label, something like that. But something has to come out that you are no longer working. I mean, what I'm telling you, what I'm saying is that would be a great look for you. Here's the thing. If you really botched that South Carolina thing, you feel like you botched it, and you feel like now you're in a full rebuild at Louisville, like maybe you missed your opportunity to do the launching pad thing, which means you're probably going to be here a little longer. And I'm just saying hypothetically, if you just wanted to do a 2-year, get to the SEC, and if you mess that up, now you're going to be here for a little bit. Yeah, the number 2 look, Jimmy Sexton, agent, got to change it. Maybe his agent is the reason he didn't get the job. I mean, listen, either way it goes, you fire him, people, because right now, okay. Look, every time I do this, I mean the angry people. Every time I do this on this side, I mean the disappointed people. But what you're trying to do is get the people back to where you're okay with them. But here's the thing: the people who want to believe in you, the Jimmy Sexton firing or working with a new agent, the people who really are trying to ride, that's a big wave of people. Bring you right back. Because think about it. No media stuff. We hadn't heard from you. You get a good recruiting class. You stay out of the media. Nobody's twisting your words. And you fire Jimmy Sexton. Dude, you get a big chunk. You get a big chunk back of people who want to love you with those 2 moves. And those are just 2 moves. Agree, Chris. That's why I said you can get my trust back. Moving his parents here to Louisville. That's something interesting. Does Satterfield actually go interview, or was that a rumor? Yeah, he interviewed. He called it a conversation, but he met with him in Bowling Green. But his agent doesn't live in the Carolinas. That's on Sat. Like I said, I'm doing PR. I'm doing fan welcoming. I'm just doing that kind of thing right now. By the way, hit the like button if you're here on the YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. So anytime we do the live, the midnight with Marcus Mavens, y'all can be ready to go. Okay, number 3. We're on to number 3. I got a room at the Galt House. Tyler, I love the Galt House. I did a basketball season stand in the Galt House. Oh my God, it was great. I would have cocktails and Aljays and be able to go right up to the room. And I would take my food and I would just pass out and whatever else was going on, I would enjoy my time over there, to say the least. It was totally an interview. You have a conversation on Zoom. That's what I say. You can do stuff on Zoom. So number 3 ways to get back in the good graces or start working your way back into the great graces of the Louisville fan base. Here, I'll simplify this. Some people will recognize this guy right away. If you recognize him, I want you to type his name in. This guy right there. Do you recognize that man, people? Does he look familiar to you? Does that man look familiar to you? Anybody in the text line? Who is that kid right there? If you know who he is, tell me. I'll give you a couple of seconds to type it in and chat it in so you can get a little reaction. Who is that man on the picture? Who is that man, people? Do you know? Does anybody know who he is? You sure you don't know who he is? You sure you don't know who he is? No, let's do like this. You know it. How could you listen, P Hap, look Fap, how could they not know who that is? Oh, goodness gracious, people. No, almost. Listen, you couldn't look at that picture and see some things going on. Oh, yes, indeed. I'm glad people got eyeballs. So here's the thing, people. When you start talking about recruiting classes, I'll give you him, and this is what we'll do. Just so you can recognize these people. Do y'all know who this is? I'll give you a second. Like I said, I know some of these people in here really know what they're doing. So I'll make the point after we get some of these guys, get some views on these guys. Yes. What is his name? Do you know his name? Hunter for the win. All right. Yes, indeed. Yep. Yes, indeed. Let's go. One more round. Here it comes. Bam. Who is this kid right here? Anybody know? Who is that kid right there? Who is this kid? Texters, look in the chat room. I'll give you a couple of minutes. Are you just going through the pictures? Are you just trying to find out who he is? You can see where I'm going here, people. You can see where I'm going with this one. Who is this kid right here? Coolio. Travion Cooley, people. So where am I going with this? Actually, I'll pull that off the screen. You people, you get my point right now. Where am I going with this? Where am I going with the that is actually yep, that was were we still wait. You know what? I messed up. I skipped over number 3, but people, you have to get your studs to the recruiting finish line. You have got to spend every waking moment. If you have a chance to get your dudes to the finish line, we're talking T. Will's son. We're talking Benjamin Perry. We're talking Travion Cooley. We're talking about dudes that you can be excited about. I kind of see why I messed up and kind of skipped 3, because 3 and 4. Yes. I almost guessed T. Will's son. They look just like, yes, yeah. Look, that was the point. I know I kind of gave away a hint. Doesn't he look familiar? But those are 3 guys that you get those 3 to the finish line. We're talking about that this summer. We're feeling good about it. It's names we've been hearing about. It's top class guys. Like I said, I don't listen, with some of these guys, you don't have any choice. You know what I'm saying? But you get the point. You get T. Will's son here. You get Ben Perry in here. You get Travion Cooley in here. It gets you through your summer vibe, at least. Fans right now are really worried about the recruiting look. Like the real disappointed fans. Because, I mean, we all know just college and recruiting, and this is Kentucky. Like, we live in Kentucky. We talk recruiting. We know recruiting. Recruiting is bloodlines, is lifelines, all that good stuff. So, yeah. So, William, right now, it's a big deal to get these guys to the finish line. So even if they've gotten mad at you, even if they've gotten a little shaky or something, you just got to do what you got to do, because you can't lose those. You can't lose your studs. And there's a couple of more guys I could have listed in here, but Jared Williams, Benjamin Perry, This is a crappy year. I mean, yeah, and Travion Cooley. Got to get those guys to the finish line. Okay, where I kind of messed up with number 3. That was actually my number 4 thing, but 3 kind of got slipped, kind of got lumped in, but not. 3, that was 4. We'll just go back to 3. 3 was, if you have to go through an entire summer imagining sending Malik Cunningham out there against Ole Miss, the fan base is not going to be inspired. You are going to have to sign you're going to have to get either a junior college or a grad transfer quarterback. Even if Malik ends up beating out the guy by next year, after leading in turnovers like we did, going into a summer thinking about your weapons and relying on Malik Cunningham, again, he may beat somebody out to win the job, but you're going to have to bring in a grad transfer that keeps everyone's imagination open to being able to move the ball. Listen, if you get another dual threat junior college quarterback, it'll take the heat off. If you get some other, if you get a BYU backup grad transfer quarterback, we can talk about it. It may be something we get excited about. Listen, we can throw out a million names. I mean, listen, I know TJ Lewis is on there, but it's not going to be, TJ Lewis is not going to have the energy you need to feel like you have Ole Miss game 1. You're not going to feel like Coach Satterfield is going to put a freshman out there against Ole Miss unless it's a 5-star, right? So you're going to have to put somebody, you're going to have to dangle a carrot of a quarterback out in front of the fan base, because everybody assumed with the Malik thing, just your quarterback room must be terrible. You know what I'm saying? After some of the, the bad plays that Malik made, the frustration of the fan base, but again, that was giving you a pass fan base. That was kind of explaining away the entire thing. Like I said, listen, people want to see other guys play. UCF grad transfers. Yeah, you're going to need a name. You're going to need at least one exciting grad adult quarterback name, JUCO grad, to get. Did you see Conley against Notre Dame? He regressed. I won't. That's another video. That's a whole nother conversation. But I know what you're saying on that one. But yeah. Going into the summer, if the entire fan base feels like Malik Cunningham, nobody's going to believe the improvement you're saying Malik Cunningham is going to make. Nobody. Like you can say that. You can put Frank Ponce out there and say he's improving here and his accuracy is getting better and all those things. Like I said, he can win out. He can win out next year, but getting through an entire offseason hearing about Malik Cunningham is going to be So since 3 and 4 kind of got mixed up, we'll just say that was number 4 instead of 3. Moving along, I used to think that was too loyal to Malik, but I mean, no. Listen, we don't know because, of course, like I said, the COVID restrictions. Again, if it was a 2-year plan, if it was a springboard plan, would that mean that's why you're playing? Because like I said, the fan base was always looking at the games as developmental games. But if he was looking at games as, I got to just get enough wins, while I'm still hot, while I'm still a hot name to springboard, I brought this up the other day on an evening video. You can come up with conspiracy theories about why you were loyal. Because again, you knew you probably could win more games with Malik, but maybe some of the other guys have a much bigger ceiling than Malik. So, if he was being loyal to Malik because he was just trying to get some wins and just knew that he didn't want to go through the development on the field with T Webb or, anything like that. Like, it is what it is. Bad overall, Chris, in my opinion. Malik played better when he was fighting for the. Yeah, I agree 100%. I agree. Rumor has it Puma was kind of checked out overall. He felt like he deserved some opportunities a little earlier that he didn't get, so he was kind of emotionally checking out. Maybe he felt like he was being dangled along a little bit, like some things like that. So I don't, like I said, that's rumor mill stuff. I wouldn't take that to radio or anything, but just going off of Numer, Mark 0%. You think T Webb is on the roster next year? I think he's on the roster. I think he can. I think he can grow up in the offseason. But again, Malik can't be we can't hear summer reports about how Malik Cunningham is improving. Nobody's going to buy that. And everybody's just going to be angrier and angrier. So if that's number 4, that's going to transition into number 5. Now, number 5, I feel terrible about. I respect the sport. I respect the job. I respect everything everybody's doing. But cool guy Don, what we're on. You know exactly what we're on. Actually on New Amsterdam. Malik needs to transfer. No weapons next year on offense. I disagree with that. Losing all the seniors, Hawkins and Tutu. I disagree. I disagree with your personnel analysis. Alex 22406. Yeah, you're wrong about that. There are plenty of weapons to go around. That's just I just disagree on that one. I have a feeling grad transfers anyway. How many skilled guys are going to be back next year? I mean, listen. The problem is, it's just like the Malik thing. Everybody thinks they were being too loyal to Javian Hawkins. Like, they were looking for Tutu Atwell too much. Like that stuff is going to have to be reined back. Like, that's why I say Malik can't be your guy. If Malik can only throw out in the open space, and the only guy that he can take advantage of Malik's lack of ability to read and hit somebody, I mean, either Malik was handcuffed or Coach Satterfield was just force feeding Tutu and Javian, running up their numbers. Again, I said the other night, I thought in a 4-year plan, if you're coaching a rebuilding program in a 4-year plan, maybe you do force feed Javian, lead the conference in rushing. Maybe you force feed a receiver, lead the nation in receiving yards. Quarterback, get them the pop pass, get them high numbers. So now in my 2nd and 3rd recruiting class, I can get studs by saying, look what I did to these guys in 1 year. Imagine what I'll do for you. That's what I thought the 3-year game plan was, the 4-year game plan. So I was okay with them force feeding some guys and run up some numbers. But again, if it was a 2-year plan to do that and get out of here, then that's going to have to change. So there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent. If you don't know the names, we can do another video another time where I can tell you which guys can play and which guys are development. We can get into details, all that. Right now, I'm saying fan relationship, coaches survival here, and I'm saying survival, coaches flourishing here. That's what, that's the number 4 thing. Number 5, make Coach homesick with the shirt. You think he's watching this under his burner account right now, Chris? Look, somebody has to be watching from the burner account. That's for sure. So if you're not watching it from the burner account, just hit the like button. It's right there. I guess it's here. somewhere down here. Just hit that like button. If you're watching on your computer or your phone, it's probably right about right. No, probably right about right here. Okay, number 5. Definitely held up better offense in year 2. Man, right, Sean. That's funny. Number 5. I know everybody's waiting. This is the most unfair thing. I feel like Lawrence on this one. Number 5 is going to come down to how you look against Ole Miss in game 1. I hate doing that. I'm not that guy. You go through an entire offseason. You go through an entire offseason where you're allowed to train, no COVID excuse. You got your hands on your players. They put it out there that they want to work for you and they want to run through a brick wall for you. And you got your media blitzkrieg out there. If you come and listen, keep in mind, Satterfield is the reputation that originally made everybody comfortable is you can also get your guys up for big upsets. The first year, we felt like that was the case. I can see how you got your guys up for big games. I can see how you open seasons. I sold the fan base on the way Appalachian State almost beat or maybe could have beat Tennessee when I saw them play. You come out and Lane Kiffin is throwing up his playbook in the air. If he's doing the booyahs and if Lane Kiffin is showing out on you, because here's the thing. That Kentucky loss where they had 4th and 6 and they were still just running up the middle on us, like that left people sick to their stomachs, right? That left people sick to their stomachs. Let Lane Kiffin be out there cutting up against Louisville in the opening game. And they're gonna run some slick stuff. Whew. You let Lane Kiffin waste you on a stupid score first game of the year. Not good. Not only not good, about as bad as a feeling as a fan base is going to have. Watching Lane Kiffin waste you. All of the negative, angry energy. It's not going to be like, well, we got North Carolina State next week, or we got our first home opener, and if you don't look like a football team playing another football team that first game of the year, yeah, Elliot, that's me right now. Lane doesn't hit the brakes for nobody. I know and I know it's possible, and I know it's a tough one. They better be ready to get sure on me. Yep. I did the midday show on YouTube. Sean, you mean this morning? Do you mean this? Because we did the show at Liquor Barn out in Springhurst. So, and I got stuck in that Gene Snyder traffic, and by the time we got to Liquor Barn, we were too late to set up, and we were just doing the donate. We were doing the fundraising stuff. Yeah. So yeah. And we were behind the bar, so it was like, where was I going to put the camera at? And that's all was going on, man. Don't say anything. I have to look forward to the cheap concessions in ATL. Listen, no, man. Here's the thing. By that time, listen, if you do the things you're supposed to do, if you follow Marcus Maben's recovery steps 101, you got 2 interviews, two press conferences for the next 3 months. post-game Wake Forest, and signing day. Other than that, send anybody else out here, and that does extend to the immediate family. For 3 months, we need as little social interaction as possible, because you're going to get, listen, the fan base is going to do something to make you react. The media is going to do something to make you react or make you look bad. Step one, stay out of it. Stay off the board. Drew, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Anybody can help. Anything helps people to keep the YouTube channel up and running. My evenings are now starting to get occupied with you all. And I don't mind doing it as long as you support the channel, as long as you look forward to the evening sessions, as long as you look forward to the content that I can provide in the evenings. I'm glad to be here. Like I said, any super chat, any donation helps me big time. Number one, 2 interviews for the next 3 months. Number 2, your agent has to go. Jimmy Sexton has to go. We know that name. We shouldn't even know the name of your agent. It's not a good thing here to even know who your agent is. Then to know that your agent is also representing the other candidates to that job, you just have to distance yourself from that life. Like, listen, maybe you hire him back in 2 years or something, but we need to hear that you've separated yourself from that style of negotiating. That would do wonders for the people who want to believe you, who want to love you, because people are sad that they have to reject you. So yeah, so number 2, agent. We have to hear about that. We have to hear about again, you don't even have to explain that the agent set you up. If you part ways with it, a lot of people are going to be like, man, I knew that agent was taking advantage of him. I knew that agent was getting him, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, come on. Come listen. Come in here and listen to what I say. Step number 2. Step number 1, media silence. Step number 2, the agent. Step number 3, I kind of switched them. Step number 3, you got to get Williams. You got to get Ben Perry. You have to get Travion Cooley. You have to be able to sign your big boy recruits. You got to get them to the finish line. You got to get them on campus. That has to happen. If we see your top guys jump, oh my God, we're going to remember that, and we're going to say those top guys that jump means we didn't get anything out of this recruiting class. So this is like a wasted year, all because of your press conference. You wasted our whole recruit year. If you miss your top 3, if you miss out on your top 3 recruits, the way the fan base is going to take it is we wasted an entire recruiting cycle if your big boys jump ship. That's not going to be a good thing going into the summer. You're not going to be able to sell me on some guys last year. It just doesn't work like that. And this is, I'm talking about Louisville. It's like this in the SEC fan base. You screw up something and you lose some recruits, and it looks directly like it's from your press conference screw up. It's a bad thing. Jare Williams, Benjamin Perry, Travion Cooley, number 3. Number 4, grad transfer adult quarterback must be on the team this summer. Must be talked about in the QB position. You cannot go through an entire offseason telling anybody that Malik Williams is the solution. That went out the window this year. And he looked so much the same. And we saw him training, and we saw him pushing trucks and everything, and he looked like he did not advance one bit. And I'm like, that just cannot be your. We've seen this. We've seen this ceiling again. He beat somebody out. He beat somebody out at the last minute. But that can't be the name we know as our quarterback for Louisville all summer. Just can't happen. You got to stop talking about him. You have to stop talking about Malik, because everybody's just so mad at Malik. Listen, Malik changes position. Malik dominates next year, whatevs. But an offseason can't handle a Malik Williams. That's 4. Number 5, can't get wasted. Lane Kiffin can't show out on you because Lane Kiffin was on there. Lane Kiffin went to what? Where did he go back to coach at? He went back to what? Florida. What? Where did Lane Kiffin go back to? Lane Kiffin went back to Florida. Somebody help me out real quick. Lane Kiffin went like 1 year to Florida, like Florida Atlantic or something, whichever school it was. I mean, yeah, FAU. Like he went there and he springboarded and he jumped right back at Ole Miss, and he wastes you with just those dudes, right? I mean, Ole Miss is coming off a hardcore, probation. Like I'm telling you, just there's going to be you put out an embarrassing product against Ole Miss, and I think Ole Miss is going to be good. So I know it's going to be tough. This is a tough situation, but this is a situation that like it is what it is. You got to own it. So yeah, those are the 5 keys. Did you like the keys? Did you agree with the keys? Let me know. Was there something I left out? What would you add that I didn't add to the steps that Satterfield must take to win the fans back? Look, or do you agree? Do you like the steps that I had? Do you feel like if you saw the things that I listed out, that it would kind of help ease you? For the most part, like them. Okay, we get wasted by Lane. I help pack 6 beat UK. That's a good one. That's a good one. But the reason I didn't even think about anything past the first game, because you missed that first one. It's like, I don't even know about the UK one. That's how bad it would be if you got wasted by Lane Kiffin. If you lost the recruits or you did this, I don't even know how. 1,200 hours of community service. I'm still saying to move. Now, moving the family here would catch somebody's attention. KC, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the content. And don't forget, anybody who donates a super chat, give me a suggestion for the show. Give me a music suggestion. So if you're listening during the day, or if you go back and listen to it on the YouTube channel, I want you to hear your favorite tunes, or you got a show idea, or you want me to give a shout out, let me know. Let's make this as interactive as possible. That's the only way we're going to grow. That's the only way we're going to want to be here in the evenings and want to see the things and keep going. I can hear his pressure. Well, I'm proud of how we fought. Not anymore, Chris. Not anymore, Chris. We do not get, I'm proud of how they fought. And listen, and I'm purposely saying this about Lane Kiffin because he shows out. He shows out. It's Coach Steve K in line, if I've ever heard one correct. Yeah, no, listen. Guys are flying around. You'll be able to tell if guys are flying around. But here's the thing. I will say this. The recruits have some attitude where they run through tackles. That was one of the things I noticed early. They do, he is bringing in guys that's not scared to run through tackles. Now, if they do the run chop thing and just get blown around by Ole Miss, just superiority. Like I wasn't going to add the offseason conditioning program, but if I can't see a huge improvement in weight and size in the offseason, that's going to look. I mean, I won't just tell y'all all about it. I won't go off about it, but trust me, that'll be a terrible sign. Yeah, you're going to know. Put it this way, people. When practice hits, if you can't see the weight put on the players, like an incredible weight addition to the players, I don't want to say mail it in, but you're not going to have a good season. If you see Malik's skinny arms again, if you see those dudes looking skinny and don't have football bodies, Scuba Steve, of course, of course. Beef, I do appreciate it. I do appreciate that 100%. Yeah, the Mountaineers. We try. Listen, this is therapy. This is therapy. I'm trying to save the coach. I'm trying to save the fans. I'm trying to save the program. Mountaineers, I roll with them. I can do that. But yeah, you're going to be able to tell off-season program how serious this really is, or you know, or the you're going to be able to listen. Hopefully, he anchors down. Hopefully, he really, really anchors down and says, "You guys got pushed around. You like Virginia looks stronger on the line. We look quicker. They look stronger." Hold on, really, really quick, y'all. Give me like 6 seconds, 7 seconds. Yeah, our guys looked like they were getting pushed around. So, like that, look, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see the size. If we get wasted by Lane, Marcus, you give us that for that shirt, and then I'm on his way. Actually, I think this shirt is outdated. I think their logo has changed by now. I'm not positive, but you know, everybody gets a marketing scheme and they try to change the logo to make some money. Then you got UK with the birds on birds. That was funny. Okay, well, since we're in here, like, do I need to add anything? Okay, I'm checking that right now. Wait, hold on. Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, of course, Brett. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's an easy question. Hold on. I don't like to neglect my evening messages because you don't want to miss anything. He'll be and like I said, y'all, and here's the thing. Lane Kiffin is a showboat too. Lane Kiffin is a showboat. So it's almost like the worst matchup and the best situation. Because if you make Lane Kiffin think about, because there is another side. I was just saying the negative if you get run by Lane Kiffin. But what if you have Lane Kiffin sweating? Now, I'm not saying you have to win, but what if you push the mad genius Lane Kiffin to the limit? What if you push Ole Miss to the limit? Man, you lose a 3-point game, a 5-point game. You lose 34-30. If you lose 40-37 to Lane Kiffin down in Atlanta, we coming up this road back home like he is still a good coach, y'all. We're gonna look at each other. We're gonna get on the radio and say, "Yeah, Satterfield had his boys in the lab." If you put up a good performance, y'all have to admit, like I said, you can be emotional, but you got to admit, if you come back, like I said, even if you don't go down there, if you're coming back from Atlanta and you know Lane Kiffin just snuck one out on you, you put up a good one, you had him going. We just, we couldn't get we couldn't stop him on 4th and 2. Still something like that. Still a little bit of growing to do. But if we don't look out schemed, they just kind of get us with some heavy backs, a couple plays. I would like to think so. I would like to think if they letting fans in, I won't even go down the road of what you'll have to do to be allowed to be in the stadium by the end. But y'all, I'm sure y'all pretty much know, what I mean on that. What is it? Game. Listen, if the game's 10-13, you took Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss 10-13. Come on back home. Look, we'll love on you. Come on, right back home. Come on, right back home. We're gonna enjoy that. We're gonna enjoy that trip. Most definitely, I'll take 3 to 7 point loss. Lane Kiffin, we are going to be excited about our next game. Hands down, we're going to be excited that he is going to be the coach for this entire season, and we won't freak out until the off season. And listen, he stayed off the airwaves. He didn't make himself he didn't make too much noise on he didn't make too much noise, during the summer and stuff like that. Yeah, like I said, 3 months, take a break from the media, and if we have any kind of decent basketball season, you're good. If we have any kind of decent basketball season and you don't make any waves, you get your recruiting class here, you get your guys ready for Ole Miss. That's the blueprint. That's the blueprint. The best blueprint I can give for making me go from disappointed to let's go. And I think most people, so you think a good b-ball season? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because it keeps them lit. Because listen, Louisville is a happier place when they got good basketball. You just get chesty when it comes to the football. Like you're happy on the inside when your basketball team is good. You're chesty when your football team is good because there's bravado in the football part of it. The basketball, you love it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I love it, but I think most people you love it internally. Fans will want to keep what going? Cool guy Don. In particular, what were we talking about? We'll give the Browns defense props. Yeah, listen, Chris, there will be a little bit of that at first. But those will be the people who are just trying to stay mad at Satterfield. Those people who just try to say, "Oh, that's all Coach Brown," because the Satterfield people are going to say, "Well, yeah, but y'all wanted him to fire Coach Brown after the first year, so, yeah, that part wouldn't fly with the that would not fly with the Coach Brown. It's his defense thing. They are strength and conditioning coaches. Now I'm going to be paying attention to their size, man. I'm going to be quick to throw them under the bus. I remember when Charlie Strong. I remember when Charlie Strong came in, and it was all about strength and conditioning. It wasn't about execution. What I mean is, you could tell that was the most important thing. You got to think about this. When I took Jalen in to go meet Coach Hurt and Charlie Strong, all they were doing is sizing him up, looking at his shoulders like, yeah, we're going to put some weight here. We're going to put some weight there. Just the way they was looking at him like, we already know what we're going to do with you. You know what I'm saying? It was, yeah. Like they went to work on your bodies. They were just talking about, yeah, you ain't going to be like put it this way. You're not allowed to not have a peanut butter sandwich in your hands inside the building. Even if you're just carrying it. You're not allowed to not have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in your hand if you on a weight program. Like just imagine that. Imagine the rules turned into you come in this building, you on either protein, you on cashews, protein, or something in the building. You are eating. Listen, I'm not letting you on my field until you 25 pounds heavier by this date. Like imagine that kind of environment, but that's what it takes to like build up the size of football player you need. And it psychologically does something to you. Like once you discipline yourself to force feed peanut butter and jelly sandwiches till you sick to your stomach, like you so mad, you want to make somebody pay. I done put on 25 pounds in 4 months by eating all this extra food. And, like, I know as adults, it's funny to us because we're like, man, they're actually paying you gain weight, you know what I'm saying? But kids that have to force feed, that eat fast food and stuff like that, they put on that serious weight. Those linemen putting on that serious poundage. They ready to kill somebody. Like they're ready to take their anger and work and hard work out on somebody. So if you don't, yeah, you should notice a huge difference. Big Ten is up 6-5 on the ACC. Okay, yeah, beat this. This is what happened. This is what happened. It was funny. LaDon, his mom, and Jalen were like, they were like driving around, and they're down in Clarksville. I'm in Louisville. They were driving around or something, and they called me. It was like, what you up to? And I said, I'm just chilling. It was like kind of like earlier in the morning or whatever. It was a Sunday, right? And then they said Jalen was driving, and his mom was in the car, and he said, we're gonna come up there to see you, right? So on Sunday, I was like, all right, cool. It's about a 2.5 hour drive, not that bad at all. So they just end up, getting on the road or whatever, blah, blah. So they get up to, this is when I lived over at is it Mallard Crossing? Mallard Creek, Mallard Crossing, one of those things, off of Dutchman's, whatever. I think I'm not sure about that. I'll think about it for a second. No, it was the other place. It was the other place off of Blake and Baker. Okay, that's not important. Okay, so they come up, you know what I'm saying? My boy's here, Lenon's here. We sit in the living room talking. I had been telling Kenny Klein. I had been telling anybody that would listen over at the football office or at the athletic office. I was saying, listen, y'all, my boy is legit. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't tell y'all this because, everybody thinks their kid is legit, whatever. And I didn't want to harass him or nothing, but I was like, listen, you need to check him out. He likes Louisville. He's wondering what y'all problem is. You know what I'm saying? But he's getting a little impatient because he thinks y'all should already be knocking on his door. You know what I'm saying? He's getting recruited by Tennessee. Y'all need to hit him up. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been saying that, like, say once every, 2 months or something. So that day, Coach Strong called my phone and he was like, you told me you had a kid that plays, right? Or, he mentioned, what I said, or maybe it was the Kenny Klein thing. He was like, Kenny was telling me, you got a son that can go, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I was like, yeah, that's me, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. He was like, do you got, he asked me for a number, right? And I was like, well, actually he's right here. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, really? You know what I'm saying? He's like, you think we could meet up or something? You know what I'm saying? Look, in hindsight, I probably really shouldn't be telling this story because I don't know what the rules were at that time. Like that might have been an informal visit or something. I'm not sure. But don't look, if y'all on the YouTube, don't snitch. Don't snitch on me. On the phone, he says, can we meet up? I say, yeah. We go over and meet. Look, at this point now I'm worried, about when I'm volunteering. We meet up with him and the other coach. He's looking swole, y'all. He is looking swole. And of course, he do this thing where he sits by the recruit and Charlie Strong folds his arms. And y'all know how his chest is and stuff and all that crazy bowl, how big he is. So I remember, I'm like, there ain't no way you didn't just come out the gym. I'm like, you did that on purpose. Like he got the tight stuff. And this is back before everything was all the clothes was getting tight. You got the polo on. He had the thin material too. So the polo is like stupid tight. He's looking stupid swole. He's sitting in front of my baby with his arms folded up. I know my kid's looking at his body because I was. You got baby mama sitting here looking at his body, and I'm like, geez, you know what I'm saying? Put your damn tongue in, girl. You know what I'm saying? So that's funny. but I'm messing with her, laughing about that. But I'm looking at his body too. I'm like, geez, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so yeah, he was just kind of sizing him up, talking to him. He was like, but then at the end of it, he was like, basically like, he was like, listen, if we're an option, we want you. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah, you're definitely an option. And, like I say, he just, talked about, positions, and, we talked about the facilities and all that good stuff. And we just kind of, did all the pleasantries and stuff. So then, after we left, I think we went and got some Cracker Barrel or something, went back to the house, and then they just got back on the road and went back down to Clarksville. But I will say this, if we win, coach is gone. Yeah, that's a good point too. That's a good point. Listen, y'all forgot to remind me. Every time, oh man, when the stories come up, when you do the evening stories, we got to bring up the midnight, the Midnight's Maven. Listen, Tennessee, he liked repping Tennessee. He's from Tennessee. Tennessee, they loved him early. You know what I'm saying? He was putting up numbers. He liked to put on for he liked repping. He liked repping. He wanted to rep Clarksville. He wanted to rep his high school. You know what I'm saying? Again, he would have came to Louisville if they jumped on him earlier, probably, or it would have been a major dogfight. I'll say that. It would have been a major dogfight. But y'all remember Charlie? It's like Charlie didn't want to listen to nobody who wasn't from Florida. He didn't want to listen to any discussion about players that weren't from Florida. Y'all do remember that. And that was a big, knock he got. But yeah, had he got in on young fella earlier, he would have had a very, very inside shot. But that's funny. So yeah, William, William, the Tennessee thing, he liked putting on. Derek Dooley recruited him. People at his height, people around in Clarksville supporting him. And I was so glad he played football and wasn't playing basketball. So I didn't want him going through any kind of pressure. But yeah, that is how we ended up over there talking to Charlie Strong about Jalen. I cannot believe that happened on that day like that either. That was the crazy thing. And they were, like I said, he was just now starting to drive with his mom being comfortable with him driving. And then they just got, like I said, they got on, what is it called? Pennyroyal Parkway. You hit Hopkinsville, Western Kentucky Parkway. Pennyroyal, Western Kentucky Parkway, E-Town. He's up here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely, he said first you got to be physically, you got to be able to physically impose your will some kind of way. Before you can outspeed somebody, before you can outsmart somebody, you got to have dudes that can impose their will physically. So yeah, they got their, what did they do when they first got there? Like they took the bar out, they had like a little food bar or something, or what, they have like a juice machine area or something that he just like wiped out. Was he here? Yeah, he was there. Listen, he inspired that speech. Man, one time when it was at his graduation, it was at his graduation. He graduated in 3 years. At his graduation, we went, and for some reason I was, of course I could park closer to the door or whatever. So when it came out of graduation, he said, take me to my car, right? So I'm taking him to the car. I take him, and I don't see no cars in this area, right? There's absolutely no cars in this area. And it's over by the stadium. And I'm like, where your car at, right? He was like, it's over there. I see a big sign that says reserved for Butch Jones. and he got his car parked in Bush Jones' spot, right? And I was like, boy, what are you doing, right? And he was and he was like, oh, I'll just be messing around sometimes. And I'm like, you be parking in his spot? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, what'd he say? Oh man, he just get mad. What? Oh, he just get mad and just, tell, just come in there and practice, tell everybody, stop parking in this spot. I said, so everybody be doing it? He was like, nah, just a couple of us. So I'm like, what? How hard did Tennessee? Scoop Steve, listen, I signed with Tennessee. You remember? I was going to Tennessee. I gotta pull out the pictures of myself in the Tennessee uniforms and all that good stuff. Like I was going to Tennessee. I was the same way. I was putting on for the city. Listen, Beep, I can't even get him on the radio. Like he's not like a social butterfly at all. He's a little too serious, man. He's a football head. He don't joke around too much like that. I mean, he has fun, but he's just wired a little tighter. Yeah, Scoozy, yeah, I signed with Tennessee. Coming out, Kevin O'Neal. Yeah, and we had like my class, we were like the number 5 class in the nation. It was myself, a guy named Charles Hathaway, CJ Black. I don't know if Isaiah Victor was coming in that class or a year behind or whatever. But it was supposed to be me, Sean Marion, Charles Hathaway, CJ Black, and I think Tony Harris, the point guard out of Memphis. But by the time when those new qualifications kicked in, that cleaned out the recruiting class. But yeah, like I said, I just turned, like I said, I was 16 going on 17, so I technically could still go back to school. Yeah, CJ Black, he could go. Actually, CJ Black is the one that put me out the state tournament. Boy, I was pissy. Do y'all know I forgot my jersey for the state tournament? I had to wear number 34 in the state Tennessee tournament because I forgot my jersey. Actually, I didn't forget. I think I brought the wrong one or something. Something like that. I had to wear a different number. Look. Sean Marion went to Vincennes, and then he went to UNLV, and he did 1 year. He did 2 years at Vincennes and 1 year at UNLV. When my coach realized that I didn't have my jersey for the state tournament, you know what he did? He took the clipboard and he was like, my head high school coach knew there was no way we were going to win if I didn't even have my jersey. I don't know how. You know what I did too? I went and played basketball. Before we got on the road to go to the state tournament, I went to the rec center. Look, we had to shoot some like free throws at our gym or something and do something. I was supposed to go get some McDonald's or something. I ended up like stopping in the rec center and playing a little ball. I mean, it was probably like, it was probably early and we probably didn't play till like 7:30 or something. I'm like, yeah, get some shots up or something. Is Tennessee like Kentucky about see, kind of, but it's the Memphis thing, right? But Memphis is pretty wild. but Memphis, like politically, Memphis don't bring in the money. The reason Louisville and Kentucky can do that fight a little fairer is because Louisville make so much money that they, that they can fight. You know what I'm saying? They can fight politically. They can fight, financially. Memphis can't really fight Knoxville and UT for anything. Okay, William, get out of here. We'll keep you up all night. 1 year short of it. Honestly, baby, always yeah, I know, James. I always said it too. Like none of us really knew what like that level of serious condition it was. So yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, Marion went to UNLV. What do you want, Herman? I mean, a lot of coaches can call plays, so it's difficult to get stuck in a certain like I don't really freak out over offensive play calling coaches because that's the easy part. The hard part is what I talked about with like Charlie and them. Is like mentality of hitting people. The mentality of running through that take a different level of spirit. You know what I'm saying? Your practice has got to be so wild and violent, but under control. And you need like serious, I don't want to say serious coaches, but like you got to have some ruthless coaches in that locker room. You got to raise a relentless attitude, and that's the hard part. There's a ton of coaches that can draw creative plays and get fast people and move the ball, but it's hard to get dudes to the real discipline is when you go to a defensive lineman and say, you're 230 pounds. I need you at 280 pounds, and actually get them to do it. To put on 50 manhood pounds, squat every day, train violently. You got to get a dude that can be that violent, but stay out of trouble and know the plays and be disciplined enough not to jump off sides, not to hold, not to face mask. That's a tough combination to be a coach, man. You could say, yeah. I was gonna say, put the links up there. I didn't block any links. I think coach is gonna make some big boy staff changes. It's funny. You always end up saying you take coaches back if you have some struggles. Listen, that if I were gonna say, Mark, if you ask me, Marcus, you got to change one thing in the coaching department, I would say strength and conditioning. I feel terrible about it. I like when they do the look, you do the hype stuff, you do the to the woo, to the wall. This ain't nothing but a party. That's all. That's woo. Look, that's fun and everything. My dudes didn't put on enough weight in the off season. They don't play violent enough. That's nutrition and strength and conditioning to get them violent, like to get them a lot heavier. They had time to get heavier. I mean, like I said, but I'll give the COVID excuse that I don't want Charlie Deuce flop hard. I mean, he flopped like Texas. He didn't have a shot. They were trying to run him day one. They were telling the recruits don't go play in it. Like they undercut Charlie everywhere humanly possible. I'm not saying he's great either, though. I'm not saying he's great. And like I said, and the rumor situation with him, I remember I wasn't as harsh about it, but when I heard some more details, I'm like, yeah, that won't work. You know, when the more details came out. Oh, listen, Bill, when I went to a Detroit Lions game and I had my Louisville hat on and I was in the elevator with a bunch of Arkansas like dignitaries, right? They couldn't stop talking about Bobby Petrino and how they want him back. And I was in Detroit at a Lions game in the in the backstage in the big boy area. Yeah, Texas wasn't a good fit at all. Where did they play the state tourney? At MTSU. At MTSU. Yeah, and in hindsight, Kevin O'Neal was an animal though. Like, I don't even know if I would have. I'd like to think I would have lasted, but Kevin O'Neal, he lasted about 3 years, and he was like a lunatic. I remember some of the players when I was on my visit at Tennessee. You know how you're talking to the players about what the coach is like, and the players will kind of do the. I mean, it just depends on, like they would do that kind of thing. I mean, it just depends on what style you like, and it was just like nobody was really looking me in the eye every time I asked about the coach. You know what I'm saying? Probably. I forget my host name, but yeah, probably 1 or 2 dudes was like, "Nah, it's good to go here." You know what I'm saying? But most of the people, they didn't really want to give straight answers at all. Tom George's downfall was bringing environment. No. Tom George's downfall was political. That was his downfall. Tom George, his resume and success. His resume and success warranted that's what brought him. He was too successful. They just used that to get him out of here. Big things to be forget. That little push. I need to do it. Yeah, absolutely. It was the first sign of his downfall here. It was the first chink in the armor that they could take advantage of. So I will say that. Yeah, it was the first spot they could get him. Other than that, he was kind of bulletproof. Because he was successful and he took care of all his people. But that's what makes you bulletproof. Taking care of your people, making sure your people want to be here, all that good stuff. I don't even know how I did that. Hold on. They gave Charlie a gold watch for the Florida National Championship, but he didn't know how to manage it. That's funny. I did the Rick Pitino gold watch from Willard. It was the first time. Okay, so what did I miss? Anybody before I sign off on here? Is there any questions? You want to know anything I want to? If you want to know anything I know, just let me know. Added 5 more wins to Bobby's resume. Charlie Strong left some players. He left some players for Charlie left some players too, didn't he? He left some dogs. I do need some physically imposing kids, man. And that starts in the strength and nutrition. I would be looking to make that change ASAP. You think we'll play Wisconsin this weekend? I think we'll play them within 10 days. I don't think ESPN wants to lose that money, especially if it's 6-5 in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. If y'all right about that, they gotta play that game, man. You gotta play that game. You gotta reschedule it. You gotta play it. I mean, Coach Mack his money is good in these streets. I think Wisconsin pretty much. I'm pretty sure Wisconsin thinks they can beat Louisville, right? So they know Louisville's still going to be decent in the ACC. They're going to want that resume builder if they can get that any kind of way. So I think they're going to find a window to get that Wisconsin game in. Yes, Rummage is freaking out about the Wisconsin game. He wants that one so bad. I know. 2 gold wires, 2 Mackay's ASAP. Yeah, I need some big boys. Hearing about injuries, basketball, no. Football, no. Did you see? Oh, Beef, I talked about the WKU tweet. No, but what was really interesting is not the tweet. It's the UK responses to the tweet. The fact that the UK fans did not want to play Western. Normally, the UK fans are chesty, like, we'll play you anytime, any day. We're not scared of you, blah, blah, blah. I saw a big time load of Kentucky fans just saying, yeah, we don't want no parts of that one. I have not been hearing about injuries or injury recovery. There was a video though, and this is to answer the Wisconsin question. The video of JJ Traynor and some other guys just out there like on 65 South or on Watterson, so they're out and about. So that means ain't no telling who the tier 1 guy at Stop the Thing is. See, I don't think so. Listen, I'm enjoying making fun. Take it easy, William. I'm enjoying making fun of UK right now, but it's not as bad as they're acting. It's not as bad as they think. Cal is just being dramatic. Them guards at Georgia Tech can play. They're just catching UK early before UK knows how to play college basketball. And if you don't have a point guard, you cannot play college basketball early on in the year. Because you can't take advantage of those wings. You can't get good shots without a guy who doesn't know how to get good shots for the team. I think UK would blow them out. I think UK will blow Western Kentucky out the gym. I'm gonna hate losing Goldwire. That one scares me. That one really, 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 really scares me. Okay, y'all. We did good 90 minutes. Ask You Needed Another Year in high school. Oh, you know what? Maybe not another year, but he needed the non-COVID stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like he needed to be exposed a little crazy. And you know what he needed for real, Steve? You know what he really, really needed? Everybody say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Kenny Payne. Kenny Payne is the glue to the whole ship. Kenny Payne is going to be the magic word for all UK struggles from this point forward, I'm telling you. So, right. Listen, Cal's going to listen to the fan base and get a haircut? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Drew, I appreciate it on the way out the door. If there's any information that I forgot or any information you want to get to me, the email is madefortheville@gmail.com. Please make any suggestions. Feel free. The emails come right to my phone all the time. Thank you for joining me this evening for it was enough people to make me feel like I got some good information out there. Feel free to email me contacts, advertising opportunities, all that good stuff. I do respond. Beef, I would definitely rock the shirt. Yeah, for sure. Without ado it, midnight. We'll call this one Midnight with Marcus Maven. Anything else?